Good morning or afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this. Hello, good day, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Embodied Forces Workshop. I have a little presentation that I'm going to give to you here. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. And I'm really excited. If you have been someone that has really wanted to either learn manifestation practices or are wanting to deepen your manifestation practice, then this is the right place to be because I have discovered the secret to the secret. So today you're here at Embodied Forces. I'm just getting all my stuff set up here. I'm turning my, I don't like to see myself, otherwise I'm vain and I stare at my own video. Um, so thank you so much for being here today. My name is Heather Murphy. I'm a certified embodiment coach and trauma-informed breathwork facilitator, and I help people step into emotional and energetic mastery so they can manifest a life that they really love. I'm going to give you a bit of my backstory here in a moment, but let's just say that I went from point A to point B in the sense of like my life was not an easy situation. So let's get into it. First, I just want to let you know if you're in the right place because you might not be. You never know what you sign up for sometimes. Like, what is this embodied forces thing? So you're in the right place if you're someone that's wanting clarity and you want to see your vision come to life. If you've tried personal development stuff and manifestation tools, but they just haven't been working as well as you'd like, maybe you're seeing little things come through or little improvements, but you're wanting to feel that huge shift, then this is the right place for you. If you're wanting to learn to master your emotions and energetics, your vibe or whatever, I think that all of us can say that sometimes it's really difficult to deal with emotions. I struggled with anxiety and depression for years of my life, and sometimes it was really hard for me to deal with activations and triggers, let's say. And in this in this workshop today, I'm going to be talking about how you can really deal with that. So the other thing is maybe you're new to personal growth and manifestation. Maybe you've not really done much, or maybe you've just read a little bit here and there, and you're really wanting to get started and learn. Um, maybe you're going through a hard transition in your life, financially, relationship, health, or otherwise, and you don't know why this is happening, and you're stressed out, you're in survival mode. Well, again, to go back to that emotional and energetic mastery, this work is going to really help you understand the essence of how we move through difficult things, difficult rock bottoms, or when you feel like the rug is being pulled out from under you. You can actually use that as a catalyst to move into your manifestations and your desires. If you're struggling to stay high vibe consistently, I say that jokingly because I think that life is not always high vibe. There's difficult challenges that come up, and maybe you feel like, oh, I'm not being high vibe, or I'm not around people that are high vibe, and so you're worried that it's messing up your manifestations, and that's just not the truth. So let me just tell you today that you can let that whole belief system go, because the truth of the matter is that we have to learn to move through what we're experiencing. The other thing is if you feel like you have some sort of unresolved block or something that's keeping you from your manifestations and your wildest dreams. So if that all feels good, today what you'll learn is the benefits that are about, sorry, today what you'll learn is that there is, sorry, I'm blinking right now. Today, what you're going to learn is that there's a secret that no one seems to be talking about in manifestation. So yeah, there's a secret to that no, I'm having a hard time. Wow. Yeah, so there's a secret that no one seems to really be talking about in manifestation, and like what you need to do to move towards the life that you've been dreaming of. Today, we'll talk about what embodiment is and how it relates to manifestation, and then how do we become embodied. And so this is not for you if you think manifestation is stupid or it's too woo-woo, if you're not open-minded about different ways of understanding the world and your reality. If you don't want to deal with your internal stuff, then this is not for you. If you want a quick one-time solution, this is not it. And then if you hate when people give you a workshop like this and then they invite you into an offer at the end. I will be inviting you into my Embodied Forces workshop, not workshop, but program, group coaching program at the end. So if that feels good for you, you can listen to that and stay and listen to that. Just checking the message. Gonna bring Shauna in. Let's see. Hello. I've just already started recording and got going, but you can keep listening. Let's see here. So this is how manifestation has really changed my life. I've been able to get to this place where I have a home that that I manifested, and that was a really interesting, wild journey. It was not that, like I said, this is not the place for you if you're looking for a quick fix. Um, it's it's a process to manifest the big things, right? Traveling and manifesting my husband and a better relationship with my dad. I just shared some pictures here, but just so you get an idea of my backstory, um, in 2006, I was homeless, journalist, and dealing with addiction, anxiety, and depression. And then I moved to San Diego and I learned about manifestation, which makes so much sense from San Diego, if anybody knows what San Diego is like. I had a boss that showed me the secret. And so I immediately went home and made a dream board and stuff started coming through. I mean, I put really giant things I was like, I want to make $30,000 a year. And of course, that didn't necessarily come through. I didn't really understand the secret fully. And I think a lot of us have come to understand manifestation more and more that it doesn't work like a magic wand all the time. It's more complex than that. But it absolutely can, just depending on where your energetic frequency is and your belief systems. But anyway, I made a dream board, and I was able to go to college. I was the first person in my family to graduate college. I got free housing, and my mental health improved immensely just by starting to have a manifestation practice. And so, yeah, life was going so much better compared to where I was in 2006. And then in 2013, I was really ready for an up level and really started to get deep into my manifestation practice. And I was visualizing every day, just listening to Abraham Hicks and all that stuff. So yeah, and I did go through a big up level. My life kind of blew up at that time, but not in a bad way. It was it made space for all that I really wanted, which was meeting a husband that I could create a family with and a better paying, or not better paying job, but just more money was definitely coming through. I felt way more confident about myself, in my body, in my mind, my spirit. I was having way more fun, travel, and eventually having a family. So, and then in 2008, 18, I wanted to move to California. I was able to manifest that, which was I thought would never happen just because my husband grew up in Oregon and I just thought he would never want to leave. But it worked out and here we are in California. And so, yeah, eventually, just through continuing practicing manifestation, I realized the secret to the secret. And so it's been a long road for sure. There's been ups and downs and detours, and I sometimes thought that I was messing up my manifestations because of not always being high vibe or um not doing the right practices or whatever. Um, and there were many times that I just thought I was doing it all wrong, and there was definitely things that did work and didn't work. And as I wrote here, I've been practicing manifestation for 17 years and I've tried a lot of different things. I was always YouTubing how to manifest, and I really love scripting and had a really strong scripting practice for a long time, which Shauna, you're here. We were just talking about that. It's so fun. Um, and yeah, over the last few years, I have really focused on the one thing that many manifestation teachers aren't really focusing on, and that is embodiment. So embodiment is the secret to the secret. Many manifestation teachers talk about this idea of you have to be, do, and have in order for your manifestation come through. And I remember hearing that for the first time a couple of years ago and being like, what does it mean to be? And so that was what I started really exploring. And the truth of the matter is that we have to include our bodies in the manifestation process because we are energy. Our bodies are the physical manifestation of an energetic frequency that occurred, in my case, 38 years ago, right? Or maybe more. My soul is an energetic frequency that exists, and my soul carries my body. So there's energy being emitted from us, and so it's not just about mindset work that is a part of it, but we have to include the body in the manifestation process and allow ourselves to move through the emotions and the energetics that need to be processed in order to make space for what we desire. And so, yeah, the last several years I've spent time mastering embodiment, and it has completely changed my mental health even more, my relationships, and money and health overall. And so, um, now I feel like I can manifest money when I want. It doesn't always come through exactly. I definitely suffer from that 11th hour thing, but manifesting properties and homes and my husband and my daughter, as I said earlier, being a stay-at-home was a big one for me. Like I didn't grow up with a stay-at-home mom and really wanted that when I was a little kid. So I really, when I became a mom, I wanted to have that, and it really allowed me to, like, be fully in that space that I wanted to be as a parent, being a present parent, and so, yeah, traveling and then little gifts and things like that. Like, right now, I'm actually trying to manifest a massage with a certain massage therapist, so it's been fun just playing with the energetics of that and trying to, like, send out the signal. So, yeah, my life really got started once I uh, stepped into these embodiment practices, and my anxiety and depression aren't really a problem. It's not that they don't exist or have been fixed, because none of us need to be fixed. We are not a problem. We are all a work in progress. So we need to understand that. It's like I just have a different relationship with anxiety and depression. When they show up, I have a dynamic with them where we're in communion and we process together. I love myself more deeply than I ever have before and feel more empowered in who I am. I'm being the mom that I want to be, and I'm letting myself be loved and loving in return. So, if I can do this and go from being like a homeless 20-year-old to um, now living a life where I sometimes forget how lucky I am, how much I have. And I have to, like, gratitude is such an important practice for sure. And feeling that in your body is really important. And so if I can do it, then you definitely can come do it too. Um, and so, yeah, even if you're a busy person, my goal for people in embodiment practice is that you can really do this anywhere. It doesn't have to require you to, like, or you're not required to spend hours and hours like doing rituals and stuff. Like, that can be a part of your practice for sure, but having a relationship with your body that's included in your manifestation practice is such a game changer, because even just 5 minutes of some sort of embodiment practice can completely shift your frequency and your emotions. So if you're like, what the hell is embodiment? Let me tell you. So embodiment is really about the knowledge that goes beyond your mind. I was somebody who read um, so many personal development books when I really started my, like, spiritual journey and moving to San Diego and everything. I was just like always reading something, but my life wasn't really like I wasn't seeing the needle move forward like massively. And so, yeah, it's really about emotional and energetic mastery. It's a knowing that's deep inside your body. It's a visceral feeling and truth. And it's linked to your sense of identity and your sense of beingness, of who you really are. So sometimes that can still not be enough information for you to fully understand what embodiment is, but um, once you know, you know. It's just hard to explain. It's it just goes beyond the mind, and it's all in the body. The best way to explain it sometimes is like think of the certain standards that you have maybe, and how you're like embodied in those standards. Where um, I always use this example of like you wouldn't eat out of a dumpster, right? Like you would go to a grocery store. I know some people actually do have to eat out of dumpsters, but I just I guess that's the best way I can sometimes explain it. It's like an energetic frequency where like your first thought is to go to the grocery store if you need food. So like that's an embodied sort of knowing that you have, if that makes sense. So hopefully that clarifies even further. So beingness, right? This idea of embodiment is beingness, and it's a holistic state. It's this holistic experience of being in mind, body, and spirit all at one time. And spirit is about connecting with your intuition, with source, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, your spirit guides. And if you don't think you have spirit guides, you definitely do. And you get to develop a beautiful relationship with them so that they can help you manifest even faster because they know they have like a peripheral view of everything. So they know better than we do. Um, and then the mind, we do need to do mind work for sure. Reprogramming the subconscious mind and limiting beliefs is so important. But again, we have to include the body. And a lot of times people are just trying to push and they're trying to push towards their goals and they're trying to have the right mindset and they're exhausting themselves and they're out of alignment and wondering why things aren't working because they're not listening to their body. They're not integrating the body with their new belief systems. So, new beliefs through visceral intelligence, essentially. And so, this is my embodied forces method, which is love your light, love your dark, and step into loving action. So here's a breakdown of that. Loving your light is about stepping into your authentic self. So this is about really breaking down like what's at your core foundation of who you authentically are. And I'm just gonna check. Loving this so much. Love that you love it, Shauna. Thank you for being here. um, yeah, so being your authentic self, really stepping into just that core, pure essence of who you are, like, without all the, like, garbage that everyone else put on you, whatever your family or caretakers put on you, like, who you really, really are. So, being that at a frequency level at the core, not just faking it and being, egoic about it. And then loving your light is also about the embodiment and visceral intelligence practice. So this can be through sound, through movement, and through breath work. That's a big part of my practice too. And so the next part is loving your dark. And this is really related to shadow work. So we need to regulate our nervous system when we're moving through difficult emotions and play with the darker energetics that exist within us and around us. And I'm not talking about like entities or anything like that. I'm just talking about like the heavy feelings that can come along with moving through tests and difficult times as a human being. So regulating your nervous system, doing parts work, which is a whole nother workshop in itself, but it's related to internal family systems. It's just the basics of internal family systems. Um, but basically understanding that we are multifaceted people who have many aspects to ourselves, and knowing that like my inner 5-year-old has conflicting ideas of what I want versus my 15-year-old versus my 30-year-old versus my 100-year-old version of myself. So we can work with these parts to become a whole integrated person. um, Also limiting beliefs, recognizing, becoming so self-aware of the thoughts for sure. So this is where we can integrate some of this mindset work of being like, oh, I realize like when I'm trying to step into the embodiment of something, there's a thought that comes up. So we'll work through some of that stuff. And then of course, integration is so important. Integrating our light and our dark together to play to create that holistic embodied experience as a human being. And then the third and final part is really about stepping into loving aligned action. So, really listening to what your body is saying. Like, I literally will just ask my body, like, where am I blocked? Or what should I eat today? Or what should we do today? And I can feel different energies and frequencies inside the body telling me what I need today. So it's about also recognizing like when it's time to step through fear. Like sometimes your body will feel like tense somewhere. So you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. But being able to recognize those subtle differences to be like, oh, this is fear versus my body is saying like, oh no, don't do that. Because fear is like like a frantic energy, whereas like your intuition telling you not to do something because it's not aligned is clear and calm. So understanding those embodied experiences can help you move into your manifestations even faster. So yeah. So why are you here today? You might be feeling frustrated that you've not been able to really manifest what you desire. You could be, again, like I said earlier, you could be going through a big transition or dealing with something that's frustrating, making you feel bitter, angry, or disappointed about your life. Maybe you're hearing all the buzz about manifestation and you're wondering if you can make it work for you. Or maybe you're just bored and you wanted to come hang out with me, and that's great too. So, one thing I want you to remember is that none of this is theory or fluff that just might work. This is exactly how I have overcome anxiety and depression and have become the creator of my own life. And I've helped many students learn this process through the power of embodiment. Like I said, it does not matter if you're a busy person and you like, I don't have time for the 2 cup method and all this scripting and da da da. Like, if you want to do those things, I do those things too sometimes. But it's really this embodiment work that has been the fundamental key to shifting my vibration and what I've experienced, and for others too. So, some of the big benefits of embodiment are also that you can reconnect with your body in a loving way. A lot of us have wounding based on the experiences that we've had through life, and our body holds those wounds in an energetic way and in a visceral way. And so when we go ahead, nope, I'm in the middle of a workshop. What's that? Okay, that's not important important right now. Please go play. Um, so yeah, it's important to reconnect with the body in a loving way. Um, yeah. Mom life. This is the real life. So so yeah, exactly. Like sometimes you have your kid interrupt you, just to go back to like even if you're a busy person, like I literally have had my kid interrupt me so many times while I'm trying to like regulate my nervous system and stuff. And that's a whole another thing that we can talk about sometime, like just how do you do this work when you're a busy mom or something. But just trying to know that we get to include our children in our work because then they see us do it and it becomes normalized and a part of their own way of being. So, yeah. So, anyway, connecting with your body is important. You can hear what your body is saying and your intuition is saying. Like I said, I talk to my body all day, every day. And that's why I'm saying this does not have to be like, oh, this is my manifestation practice time. Definitely, there's practices that I want people to be doing that require you to set aside space and time, but all day, every day, you can be having this energetic and emotional playground that you get to exist in. You get to know what's true for you and live in alignment, and you get to embody the version of you who is living out their desires. So, the question is, how can you apply embodiment practices for leveraging the power of manifestation so you can create a life you love? You have a choice. You can keep doing this trial and error with your manifestation practices like I did for years and years and years, hoping for the best, or you can learn a strategy that will work for you at a much deeper level. And so that's where I'm going to be introducing my program to you now, called Embodied Forces, and it's all about emotional and energetic mastery. So, Embodied Forces is my complete signature program where you learn how to manifest through embodiment practices, and it's designed to take you by the hand through an entire manifestation experience. So you'll come in to the container and you will, let's say focus on just maybe a few small things or one big thing. It doesn't really matter if you have several things, but we'll move through a manifestation process, and it's a clear step by step to get you from point A to point B. I'm going to teach you all the tools so that when you're done with the program, you know exactly what you need to do every time you want to manifest something. And so, what it is exactly is it's a 16-week group learning experience with 8 video module practices that will walk you through the process to manifest through embodiment. You'll get instant 24/7 access and lifetime access as well with the updates, along with a growing community of manifesting mothers or whoever you are to support you and encourage you all along the way, which is a huge part of having a manifestation practice, is having someone to move through stuff with. And so imagine if you could have clarity about who you are and what you want. Imagine reclaiming your identity, especially for so many of us moms. It can feel like you lose yourself once you have a baby and you're like drowning and breastfeeding and all the things, right? And so this is about you reclaiming your authentic expression of who you really are without any guilt. um, imagine being able to move through emotions, the frustration, bitterness, anger, disappointment, or any triggers effortlessly. And I mean that sometimes it just takes practice, of course, but getting to that point where you can just move through the difficult challenges that life presents. Imagine having more energy. Sometimes the things that we are dealing with in life create so much heaviness, the emotions and the trauma that we're carrying. This is an opportunity for you to release all of that and get it out of your system. Imagine living out your deepest desires and having more confidence and self love. My biggest thing is like my mission in life is to help people love themselves deeper. And this work will definitely do that for you. And so, what's included in the Embodied Forces group program is 16 weeks of bi weekly group coaching sessions to answer all of your questions. And we'll be doing embodiment practices together as a community, and they'll be recorded for lifetime replays. You'll get 8 module trainings and practices inside of the portal. We'll also be doing 3 group trauma informed breathwork sessions, and then, of course, we'll have community support. I'm not sure if we'll do that like in Mighty Networks or some sort of group space. I'm trying to move away from having a Facebook group for that, but that way we can support and cheerlead each other and have accountability to move through the fears and step into our desires. So you're like, okay, this sounds awesome. How much is this? What is this going to cost? So you could spend thousands on courses like I have. I've invested at least $20,000 in personal growth so far, which is crazy to think about, but it has been so worth it. I've had such wonderful experiences. You could hire a therapist or what did I write here? Or do one. Oh, you could do one-to-one coaching, which can also cost thousands of dollars as well. Um, yeah, so how much value can you really put on your healing and changing your life? How much is that worth to you, really? And so this is not going to cost you 20,000. It's not even going to cost 3,000. The entire group program is only $444, and I even have a payment option so you can get started on this next round. No more waiting. Let's change your life and begin manifesting what you desire. And then I'm also including some essential bonuses for the people that come into this next round, which is a one-on-one call, which is 60 to 90 minutes, where we can really go deep into your personal situation to help you have those energetic shifts. And then you also get one-to-one breath call. So yeah, some great bonuses there. And so my biggest thing too is that I really want people to get the most out of this program. So if you feel like this space is for you, I want you to feel like this space is for you is what I'm trying to actually say. And that that there's a clean energy exchange. I would hate for somebody to come in and not be happy. So if you're not happy with this experience, then I will be giving your money back 100% guaranteed, no problems, no questions asked. Just allow 30 days for processing, of course. And so here's some success stories. Let's see if I can remember what all of these are. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember who this was from. I think this one she was talking about how she was able to heal her relationship with her father, which is something that I did myself too. That was big. I was, just working through anxiety and body image stuff. More yep, transformative experience. Let's see, this person, so this person I think was able to manifest to move to New Orleans. She was working like on a fishing boat for years and just like all over the place and just really wanted to ground and find a cool place to live. And she did a what is that called? The astrocartography session, and found out that New Orleans was a spot for her. So she went and she's been living there and just living her best life. Um, yeah, somebody else here just being able to like set realistic goals and respond to struggles more easily. Yeah, so some success stories here you can go back through and read through. And so just to recap, um, with the group program, you get 16 weeks of bi-weekly group coaching sessions to answer all your questions and do the embodiment practices together as a community, 8 module trainings, 3 group trauma-informed breathwork calls, and community support, as well as the bonuses. And so here you see there's 3 payment options. I'm trying to make this as accessible to people as possible because I know it's not always easy, right, to step into these containers. So I'm making it super easy for you. So maybe this is the month where you decide like, okay, I'm not going to eat out as much, or start, really like looking at what's important to you, Um, if you're thinking about really wanting to shift your life, then yeah, thanks, Shauna. So affordable, so affordable. So let it be easy. It gets to be easy. If it feels scary, just listen to your body. Ask your body, this is the right container for you. Trust that. And so I want to talk about a second option here. If you're wanting to go deeper, maybe you're like, this all sounds amazing, I'm 100% in, but part of you is thinking like, maybe I want to go deeper. I know that that's something I'm going through right now. I'm looking at stepping into a mastermind. I want something that's like, I want to be going deep, right? And so if you want that personalized touch and you need daily accountability, if you want to move even faster into embodiment, that's great, Shauna. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, so if you want to move even faster into embodiment mastery and you're wanting one-to-one support, there is an option for that. There's only 4 spots available. I think I'm only going to cap it at 10 total for the group, and then 4 of the 10 can have the one-to-one spots. So the one-to-one option is 16 weeks of biweekly one-to-one coaching sessions, texting support Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m., as well as 3 one-to-one trauma-informed breathwork calls. This also includes everything from the Embodied Forces group portion. So you get, again, 16 biweekly one-to-one coaching sessions. So we're going to be spending a lot of time together, which is great because I love how deep you get to go when you do that. Available through texting. I love voice noting with people, holding that space for them, and being available to like walk them through stuff on the daily, holding you more accountable, as well as the 3 one-to-one trauma-informed breathwork sessions. And again, so that all of that comes with the groups. When you sign up for the one-to-one, you already are in the group also. So you get the group calls that we do bi-weekly. You get the 8-module training, you get the group breathwork sessions and the community support. And so again, one-to-one coaching can cost anywhere from like 4,000 to 60,000 for some coaches. I'm sure there's even bigger prices out there. Um, it just depends on, how you see the value of that transformation. And like I said, one coaching in this program is not even going to cost $3,000 with me. One coaching with me for 16 weeks is just $1,111. And I also have a payment option, so you can get started in the next round and not wait anymore. No more waiting. It's time to move forward. So again, the one-to-one coaching, 16 weeks of biweekly one-to-one coaching, Monday through Friday texting, 3 one-to-one trauma-informed breathwork sessions, as well as everything that comes with the Embodied Forces group program, the biweekly group calls, 8 modules, 3 group breathwork sessions, and the community support. And I only have 4 spots available, so there's 3 payment options to make this easy and accessible for anyone. So with that, again, I'd like to invite you to ask your body, what does this feel like a hell yes for you? So now it is the Q&A time. Since no one is actually here anymore, I am going to move to the next part and just let you know that for this round of, I don't know when you're watching this replay, but this round, the cart opens on July 3rd and the cart closes on July 10th at midnight. The program begins on the 11th, actually, not the 10th. It's the 11th at 4:30, so just ignore that. And as a thank you for attending, those of you who did attend, I will be opening the cart for you today. So you can look out for an email within the next hour to claim your spot early, because there is a limited seats in this situation, only 10 spots and only 4 one-to-ones. So I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to attend this workshop today. And I really hope that you have gotten something out of this to understand what it takes for you to manifest even faster and step into the embodied version of you who's living out their desires. I hope you have a beautiful day and that you continue to return to this work, and good luck manifesting. Have a great day.